Hi guys, welcome. In this video we will see how we can use the efficiency of diesel cycle and the mean effective pressure formula in a single problem. The problem which we have taken for today's consideration is this. The problem goes like this. A diesel air standard cycle has the compression ratio of 15. The lowest and highest temperature of the cycle are 27 degrees centigrade and 1627 degrees centigrade respectively. The pressure at the beginning of the compression is 1 bar, and they ask us to calculate the pressures and temperature at the salient points of the cycle, that is all the states 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then the heat supplied, Q in and heat rejected, Q out, net work done, efficiency of diesel cycle, clearance ratio, cutoff ratio and the mean effective pressure. First, let us write down all the data given in the problem. Compression ratio is given, lowest temperature and highest temperature is given. To identify the lower temperature and the highest temperature, if we consider this TS diagram, we can come to know that the lowest temperature is the temperature at the point 1 or the temperature at the state 1, and the highest temperature comes when the temperature at the point 3. So, the highest temperature is at point 3 and lowest temperature is at point 1. So, the lower temperature represent T1 and convert that into degree Kelvin, and highest temperature again convert that into degree Kelvin, it comes 1900 degree Kelvin. And they have also given the pressure at the beginning of the compression, that is the point 1 is as 1 bar, P1 is equal to 1 bar. This is the PV and TS diagram which we had explained in the previous video itself. Now, let us see. First we will start find the temperature and volume at all the states, that is point 1, 2, 3 and 4. To do that one, let start with the process 1 to 2, that is isentropic compression. And in the isentropic compression we can take the relation TV power gamma minus 1 as well as PV power gamma. So, when we use by using these two relations, we can find the temperature at the end of the compression process, because we know that temperature and the pressure at the starting of the compression. So, that is T2 by T1 is nothing but V1 by V2 to the power gamma minus 1. Substitute all the known value, you will get the unknown T2 as 613 degrees centigrade. Similarly, P2 by P1 is equal to V1 by V2 power gamma relation. We can easily find out the unknown P2 by substituting the known value of the cycle P1, V1 and V2. We will get the value as 44.3 bar. Now, consider the process 2 to 3. It is a constant pressure heat addition process. Since the pressure is constant, P3 is equal to P2, that is 44.3 bar. And we also know that temperature at the point 3 is the maximum temperature, and it is given in the problem itself, that is 1900 degree Kelvin. And then come to the process 3 to 4. It is again isentropic process. We are going to use the relation TV power gamma minus 1 as constant. From comparing to the initial and final state 3 and 4, we can easily find out the value of T4. T4 comes as T3 to the power V3 by V4 into gamma minus 1. V3 by V4 is nothing but the cutoff value. Now, we do not know the value of V3 by 4. Let us see how we can calculate the unknown V3 by V4. V3 by V4 is nothing but, and V4 in this relation V4 is equal to V1, because the process 4 to 1 is the constant volume process, and here I am going to multiply and divide by the term V2, so that there will not be any change in the overall relation. So, V3 by V2 and V2 by V4, and V4 is V1. So, V2 by V1 we know that it is a compression ratio, and V3 by V2 it is nothing but the cutoff ratio. So, V3 by V2 is the volume change between the process 2 to 3, and it is a constant pressure heat addition process, and we know that general relation PV is equal to MRT. In this process, pressure, mass and R are constant. So, only unknown, the only variables are volume and temperature. When we compare this relation, and we will get V3 by V2 is equal to T3 by T2, and we know these two values, and substitute those two values, you will get V3 by V2 as 2.145. The same V3 by V2 substitute here, we will get 2.145 divided by 15, we will get the V3 by V4 as 0.143. This V3 by V4 we can substitute here, so that we can easily find out the temperature at the 0.4. It comes as 600 degree centigrade. And also we know that a relation PV power gamma is constant. By applying this relation between the process 3 and 4, we come to know that P4 by V3 is equal to V3 by V4 to the power gamma. So, from this the only unknown is P4. Substitute all these value, we will get P4 as 2.91 bar. So, already we have calculated the temperature and pressure of all the salient point. Now, we are going to calculate how much or the amount of heat supplied into the system. We know that simple formula is equal to mCp delta T. We have taken Cp because heat is added and pressure remains constant, and we are going to assume mass as 1 kilogram. So, the value of Cp is 1.0005, and T3, T2 all you substitute, you will get the value of heat supplied, that is 1019.07 kilojoules per kilogram, that is for one cycle. Same way we can calculate the heat output for the process 4:1, and it is a constant volume heat rejection. So, that we are going to use specific heat at constant volume. Substitute all the value, you will get Q out as 411 kilojoules per kilogram degree Kelvin. Now, to find the network output, we need to identify the difference between the input and output of the heat, that gives 607.66 kilojoules per kilogram, that is for one cycle. And efficiency for the cycle is nothing but output by the input. Output is nothing but the net work done, and input is the heat supplied. Substitute these two values, we will get the efficiency as 59.63%. And they ask us to also calculate the clearance ratio. The formula says it is V3 by the swept volume, V2 the clearance volume to the swept volume. We know the value of V2, V1, and substitute all these value, unknown value, we will get the value of clearance ratio. It is nothing but 0.07143% or 7.143% of stroke. And the cutoff ratio is calculated by using the formula V3 minus V2 divided by V1 minus V2. We know all the value, only everything we know, only unknown is V3. To find V3, we have already calculated V3 by V2 is 2.145, and V3 is 2.145 multiplied by V2. V2 value you know that, substitute that value, we will get the V3 value as 0.123 meter cube per kilogram. Substitute all the value, you will get the cutoff ratio as 0.0818% of 0.0818 of stroke, or 8.18% of stroke. And to calculate MEP, we know that it is nothing, the ratio between network done divided by the swept volume. Swept volume is nothing but V1 minus V2. Substitute all the value here, you will get the pressure or the mean effective pressure as 756 kilonewton per meter cube square. That is it guys, it is very simple. It's look very big, but if you know the basics and of the PV and TS diagram, it is easy for us to substitute all the values, and through a step by step approach we can easily find out whatever the question they are asked. It's as simple as it is. That's it. So next class we will see about how the efficiency of dual cycle is derived. Till then, cheers, bye bye.